Hello, bitches. It is Heather Ryan coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa.
And Blythe Potter in Bargersville, Indiana.
What a week!
What a week. God. I have to say, as I hit record, I was like, oh my God, I think you have your pride makeup on still.
I do. I've got glitters on my face.
I see it. And I have stage makeup on because I just got done with my dance recital.
Yes.
So I still have my hair, my ribbon, my flower in my hair.
And that's just tiny little pissant stuff compared to the week. We've had so
my God, no kidding. It's like unreal this week. Well, all of it's unreal. I don't know why I keep saying this. I still genuinely cannot believe this is our life.
I know. It's every day is, I want to say an adventure, but it's like an adventure in a horror film.
It is.
Have you been having stress dreams? Because I have been.
I haven't. But I'm going to be completely candid. I have not slept well in decades. And after about Violet hit 3, not only did I take melatonin, I take a illegal Delta 9 gummy, and Benadryl and my anxiety meds. Otherwise I don't sleep. And I didn't sleep well last night because Violet was flopping around. She wasn't feeling great, but, no. If I weren't, I wouldn't be sleeping. My mind would just be going continually. So, but I think that's a legit response. I mean, this is fucking stressful. Yeah. And we're white women. Like,
I know, but you can't compare our situation with so many groups. But I had a dream the other night that there were unicorns falling out of the sky and splattering all over the ground. And we had to run for cover into a basement till the unicorn rain stopped. It was horrid.
That is horrid. It's like Rainbow Bright meets fucking Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, what?
I know. I was like, are they horses? No, they're unicorns. And then they started like splattering on the ground. I was like, run!
Oh my God. I have to show you something. You maybe you've already seen this on TikTok.
Okay.
I have a jar of fucks to give.
Oh, I have seen that. I've never seen them in real life, but I've seen them advertised.
One of my friends got it for me. She's like someone we met protesting, and now she's part of Bitches Get Stuff Done, and like we hang out together now. I have fucks to give. So are you supposed to like carry it around and say, it's one of my precious ones, but I'll give you one. Here you go. I know. I can't decide what I need to do something funny with them because like I say I don't give a fuck a lot, but like I can actually give a fuck now.
Right. And you don't want to give them to somebody that you don't like because then they've got your fuck. So, yeah.
I may save this for the campaign trail just to be an asshole. The woman running for Secretary of State gave me a fuck sign.
She gets my vote. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. That's so funny. So how was Pride?
Oh my gosh, it's so busy. I was in Sioux City yesterday, which if you don't know, Iowa is all the way up in the left-hand corner. So it's a 3-hour drive from Des Moines.
Oh, wow.
But it was a great little group. I gave a presentation on how to stay safe during a protest. And I came up with the acronym CRAP. Don't forget your crap. So the C, the R, the A, and the P all stand for something.
What is it?
C would be come together. So, I've always said, and I told them this at the training yesterday, I've always said it takes one person to protest.
Yeah.
But not when you're talking about marginalized groups. When you're talking
especially right now, which we'll get into.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, come together. If you can get a battle buddy to go with you protesting somewhere, by all means, please do. It's not safe for marginalized groups right now to go out on their own. R was record everything. If you don't record it, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
A was ACAB because cops are not your friend. You know what ACAB stands for, right?
No.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if
I could have forgotten. I don't know.
ACAB, ACAB. So it's an acronym inside of my acronym. It stands for all cops are bastards.
Oh.
So A is for ACAB. Cops aren't your friends. Don't talk to them. If you get detained or arrested, shut the fuck up and lawyer up. That's ACAB.
Yeah.
One of my friends told me years ago, I grew up with him my whole life, and now he's a cop. and he's the only cop I get along with. He's like, cops are vampires. We can't come into your house or your car until you invite us.
Yeah.
So don't invite them. Don't invite them.
Yeah.
So that's the A in crap. And then P was, protect the vulnerable.
Nice.
So,
I love that.
yeah. So
Have you
don't
made a
forget to
post about that already and I just haven't seen it?
No,
Okay.
I have been invited to do this pride training for, I don't even know, 3-4 months, like for a long time. And we just put this together yesterday morning before we headed out to Sioux City.
Nice. I love it.
We have these little business cards that say crap and then the definition of each of them. We ordered those right before we left and we picked them up at Sioux City Staples. That's how organized I was. So
Well, Heather, there's so much happening. It is hard. One, it's hard to keep it all straight.
mm-hmm.
And two, I mean, that's just kind of how it is right now. Like we are doing this on the fly. It's not like we had months to prepare for what is happening. Like we don't know how to prepare for this. So,
well, that was yesterday's Pride, and then today was Capital City Pride, so that's Des Moines.
nice.
And I rode along in the truck with the Polk County Democrats, and Kira, the Polk County Democrats executive director, put all the big named social media people in her truck. So it was me, this lady named Liz from Iowa. She's got, I don't know, like 114,000 followers. And then Sarah Bowes, and she's like a foodie in Iowa. So she does these TikToks about where to eat and all that. So it was like the superpowers of Iowa politics in this one truck bed for the Polk County Democrats.
That's so cool. I love
really
that.
Cool. It was really
nice. We had our Greenwood Pride yesterday. Well, we protested in Greenwood. It was busy. There's also Strawberry Festival, and then went to Greenwood Pride. It was an excellent turnout. The weather was pretty great too. And Pride in Indianapolis next weekend. I'm 99% certain. I have told my husband about this, but I might be carrying the Army flag in the Pride Parade.
Oh, wow.
I know. I've never done that before. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're having your Pride Parade in Indiana on the same day as the big protest. Wow.
Yeah. So Indy Pride was already scheduled for that. I think they usually do the second Saturday in June.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been planning for like a year.
Right,
but 5051 is doing a protest from noon to 3 at the State House. But it's all kind of in the same area. So people can kind of come and go, which it makes me a little extra nervous. I mean, knock on wood, generally our cops, and I know I'm saying this as a white woman, our cops are great. The Greenwood cops were great at Pride. They're kind. It's like, but they were, oh my God. There were protesters at Pride yesterday. Jesus protesters. Yeah. And they had their signs, and I had the wherewithal to actually act the way I would have wanted to had I thought about it later. And I rolled down my window. I was like, Jesus was a black immigrant. I yelled it at him. I parked my car, went and got my trans veteran woman friend, Amy. I was like, hey, there are some protesters up there. We should go troll them. So I had my camera. We marched up there because she was full in security there too. They were packing up. They were hightailing it out of there. My theory is they Googled it to see if I was right, and they're like, "Oh fuck, let's get out."
Or they got some pushback and they couldn't take it. They can't take it.
It could be. I think at one point, I don't know if it was between that time period, but there were some cops telling them you got to knock it off. So,
yeah, we had some Moms for Liberty trying to troll the parade today. I didn't personally see them. I think they got ran off pretty quick.
And I don't like what they are doing because it is so hypocritical, but at the same time, as long as they're nonviolent, it is also their right. I disagree with them, very much disagree with them.
The problem with Moms for Liberty in the state of Iowa is that they actively work to take away people's civil rights, and it worked.
Yeah.
Most
of the Republicans here do that too. Mm-hmm. And most of the churches tell them to vote that way. So it is hard. I think it's
their
wrong.
Right to protest, for sure, 100%. But it's also my right to troll those protesters the same way that they would troll me. And if I had seen them, I would have been recording me trolling them. That would have been the highlight of my day. And I had a great day.
I was so mad I missed it, but it was good. It was good. So yeah, it'll be an interesting week coming up.
Yeah. Like this week wasn't interesting with Trump and Elon breaking up publicly.
Dude, watching Aaron Parnas giggle and smile on those posts. I mean, it was better than we could have imagined. We knew this was going to happen.
Sure.
And then Elon deleting the tweets, throwing Trump under the bus.
Yeah, he deleted his own tweets.
He deleted the post talking about Trump being involved on the Epstein files.
Oh, I didn't realize that he deleted it. I just knew that he deleted Trump's account.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. He reactivated it once Trump became the candidate.
I did know that because Twitter kicked him off, and then Elon bought it and let him back on.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep. Well, now Elon's thrown him back off. So
he kicked him back off, but let him back on.
No, Trump's off now. Trump's off Twitter. They both have their own.
I miss so much.
They left to
How do we keep up with this shit, man? So funny.
Yeah, I mean, Elon's saying that Trump was in the Epstein files. I don't know exactly who is surprised by this.
No one.
And I honestly don't. And I've thought about this when Trump said, yeah, he would release the Epstein files. And then he kind of doubled back and said, well, but there's a lot of fake stuff in there. I don't know. Well, he's the president of the United States. Why wouldn't they just wash him out of that? What am I missing here?
I don't know. I hypothesize that I think part of the reason they wanted Trump back in is to prevent those files from being released, because there are elected officials on both sides of the aisle
100%
in those files. I mean, these ancient motherfuckers who will not leave their seats.
Oh, absolutely.
So
100%.
Now I do think it's interesting, though, if that were the case, in theory, we should see photos of them with Epstein, just like we did with Trump and other people. So I don't know.
It's not like we have pictures of like Bill Clinton with Epstein and we know that he was on the plane. A lot of these guys kept it way more on the down low. But Trump is such a media whore, and he always wants to be seen with all these beautiful women. Yeah. That makes sense to me, that he wants the media. He wants to be seen with beautiful women as a powerful guy, yada, yada.
He's the worst. God, I hate him. I hate him so much.
Well, speaking of the Epstein files, Epstein's attorney, that would be, oh gosh, why have I forgotten his name all of a sudden? I want to say Blagojevich, but it's not. You
just said his name, but I've totally forgotten it too.
Oh, shoot.
I think there is a G involved in there.
It's Dershowitz. Yes. Alan Dershowitz. So Alan Dershowitz, the attorney, whose name I should not forget, because I don't know if you know this about Alan Dershowitz, and he's a slime ball.
Wait, someone associated with Trump is a slime ball?
Oh my God. So when they asked Alan Dershowitz if he got massages from these young girls, he said he did, but he always kept his granny panties on. He always kept his tidy whities on.
He's a liar. My husband is mooning me right now. My husband is mooning me.
Well, thank God it's not Alan fucking Dershowitz.
As you're talking about whitey tidies, he can't hear you. I have my earpiece.
Because of this.
Sorry.
Anyway, so Alan Dershowitz was O.J. Simpson's attorney. He was Jeffrey Epstein's attorney. He worked for Trump for a while. He was a commentator on Fox for a long time. My mom loved him, just loved him. It's so gross. Anyway, he's trying to lobby Trump to give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon out of her current sentence. And as far as I know, she only has the federal charges. So
I don't know either. I have not looked at, well, I guess I could look it up while we're talking, but I didn't consider that earlier.
Either way, I mean, can I see Trump giving Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And she still has an estate. Her family's still rich. She could give him $1 million or $2 million, whatever.
1,000%, especially since Elon is apparently taking away money that he promised to the Trump PAC.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like $100 million or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Elon said that he was going to also fund the Republican Party. And none of that's happened. Did you know all those people that he said he was going to pay for their votes? If you vote, I'll pay you $100. He didn't pay any of them. And I'm not even sure that he paid those folks that he said he was giving them $1 million. I don't think he paid them either. So all these people that thought they were getting money because they were going to vote for Trump, he stiffed them all.
I had no idea. Well, people were kind of like, it sounded like they were like, oh, you guys, you were supposed to be friends. We like Elon.
Yeah, no.
Which is weird. It's so weird.
He is such a coked up Special K, drunken, crazy buffoon that apparently, do you know all the details of his drug addiction that the New York Times talked about?
Oh, I've heard I heard he kept like 20 pills. He took 20 pills a day.
Yeah.
Or like something of ketamine.
Yeah, something like that. He's taken so much Special K that it's hurt his bladder. And now his bladder's all jacked up and he has painful pee-pee. Like, I know.
I mean, I don't do things that hurt me. If I were unable to like urinate without it hurting, I think I would stop.
Right? And women, we have these issues. If you've ever had
a urinary tract infection, oh my God, it's the worst.
The worst. And you feel it coming on. I
ended up in the hospital with one once.
I believe that. I believe that. They are the worst. You can feel it coming on and you're like, oh my God, am I getting, can you imagine having that all the time?
No. Well, if you continue to take the drugs, he probably doesn't feel it. And he's probably adding other things onto it. It's probably more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, it can't be that hard to get anything.
I just find him so deeply pathetic. So truly, completely deeply pathetic.
All of them really are. I mean, and I'm not excusing their behavior, but if you look at like Trump's history, like his family were like basically pimps and swindlers. Like he grew up with no affection from his dad. And his dad was probably abusing people, which most fathers in that generation, that's how they treated their kids. And Elon couldn't have been much different. If your father hates another group of people that much and treats people like that, you think they're going to be nice to your kid? No. Yeah. They're mean to everyone. So I'm not excusing it. I think they're total douchebags. So.
Oh, absolutely. They abuse people. I just find them both so deeply they hate themselves. So
absolutely.
Depressed, so lonely. They have to have everybody love them or else they'll lash out at you. It's pathetic. I find these guys absolutely pathetic.
Same. I'm going to jump ship because I listened to the Find Out podcast. They have only recorded like 10. I'm paraphrasing. I took notes and I forgot to remind myself of this. But did you know it only takes getting 120 people to download your podcast before you're in the top 25%?
What?
Yeah. And we've done more podcasts than they have.
Oh.
So we just need to try to we need 120 people to download and subscribe to this and review it.
120 to download, subscribe, and review.
Yeah, okay. They were like, we just did some research, and it's funny because the way they have theirs set up, they're like, we're just having conversations here, and I was like, you guys are copying us. They're copying us.
Way
they are, but it was really interesting. I was like, oh, go us.
Hey, speaking of which, that's crazy. Someone reached out to me from out of the blue. I don't know who this person is. He has a political podcast, and I'm a guest on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Oh,
that's so exciting. Yes, good for you. Yay.
Yeah, Heaven was reading it to me yesterday on the way to Sioux City. I'm like, oh my God, go me.
Yes, yay. Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're making
very exciting. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to jump ship there, but I meant to tell you that earlier. I have not talked to you all week. I don't even remember what happened on Wednesday that we didn't record.
We were too freaking busy.
It's been insane.
Time together.
It's been insane.
Yeah, we just could not set a time, and then time slipped away from us.
I don't even remember what I did.
I had a conference call, and then we just couldn't find a time.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, because you teased me with it before we started recording, the
Oh,
Kamala
yes.
Harris statement.
Yes. So, Kamala Harris put out a statement. Oh, Blythe, where did you put this? Okay. It's just been a couple of hours ago, and I have not read the whole thing. I saw on Aaron Parnas as we were getting this going, so you don't know it either.
Right.
From the office of Kamala D. Harris, Los Angeles is my home. And like so many Americans, I am appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. In addition to the recent ICE raids in Southern California and across our nation, it is part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division. This administration's actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear of a community demanding dignity and due process. Protest is a powerful tool, essential in the fight for justice. And as the LAPD mayor and governor have noted, demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. I continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms.
Wow.
I should give her some of my fucks.
She could mail one and say, this multiplied by 10 since you gave you some hope again.
Yeah. I'm glad she did that.
Yeah, good.
I kind of wish she would have been doing more of that recently, but I'll take what I can get. So
yeah, I mean, people I know, because I've been there and you've been there. When people lose an election, it takes a hot minute to get back in the game.
Dude, I'm going to be very candid about this, and this is not something that I have a history of. Mm-hmm. But the day after the election, that morning, I was one of the 4 a.m.ers. I woke up, looked at my phone, saw that she had lost, and I just it's one of these, it's kind of like 9/11. I will remember this for the rest of my life. And I was crying the entire morning. And I remember Violet coming up to me while I was crying and hugged me. And I was standing by my door, and I just thought to myself, this would be so much easier if I just weren't here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. And then I was like, oh my God. And it wasn't that I lost. I I was projected to lose. I'm in a red county, but it was hard. And I mean, this is just some random woman in Indiana, not the actual presidential candidate. So
yeah,
and she has to know what was done to manipulate her loss.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit. I mean, they're open about it. Elon Musk will tell you, without $250 million, Trump wouldn't be where he is.
Yeah, well, in red states, purging hundreds of thousands of voters from the rolls with no notice and no ability to change it.
I would be one of them.
Indiana was one of them too. We had over 585,000 voters purged.
Yeah, I lost my election. I mean, I was a Democrat in a very red part of Kentucky. I lost my election. I knew I couldn't win. I went in knowing I couldn't win. Most people go in saying, I got to be optimistic. I have to think I'm going to win. I never thought I was going to win. But when you can't win, you got nothing to lose. So I didn't have to pretend to be somebody I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I always knew I was going to lose, but it's still hard.
Oh, it sucks. It's because you put so much of your soul into this, and this means something to us. We are doing this because we really want to change the world, and not because we want to be politicians necessarily. I ran into one of my sisters yesterday. She's like, well, what are you up to? And I was like, yeah, working, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, you're getting into politics, right? And I was like, yeah, it's not like what I really want as my career. I just not, there aren't enough people doing it on the opposite side of what's happening. So we need fewer old white guys running, Michael said.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God. That's the statement of the century.
Yeah, I mean, well, and my husband's an old white guy, but he's a Democrat, so he's very feminist, very pro, all the things we're pro. Well, baby, good night, baby. I love you. You want to kiss me? Mwah.
Our lovely Senator Joni Ernst, the one that said we're all going to die, the young lady that yelled at her that people are going to die, she's running for office against an old white fucker.
Yeah,
and she's like early 30s, India May.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am wishing her all the luck in the world. There's another young lady that's running, Staten is her last name. She's also very young. Like I want to say 22.
Is she Congress?
No, running against in the Iowa House against another white fucker.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and I think that that's part of it too, right? Like if people continue to see you trying, they'll be like, well, maybe I can try it. I
Yeah.
mean, what have we got to lose in an election?
So many of these
Our
races
rights,
go
our freedom.
uncontested.
Yeah.
So many,
Well, that too. 70% across the country go uncontested.
absolutely
70%.
insane. Okay, so good for
Anyway, that
Kamala Harris. I'm glad she's getting back in the
derailed that.
game. There's so many people that don't ever get back in the game. It's just too much. They just disappear off the face of the earth. I've
And it's
seen it.
understandable. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, so
hard.
let's come up to the big red herring, the one everybody's been waiting for, the one I've been waiting to talk about. The protests in Los Angeles, the protests around the country. I started the email or the text list where we're taking in people's text numbers, and if we hear about through our tip line any any ICE raids or whatever that military type component is that's calling themselves ICE, if they're in their area and we know it, then we do send out text alerts to people and let them know that if they're in that area, please go and help those people, help your neighbors, help protect the vulnerable. So,
You did that recently in Minnesota, right?
yeah, and it worked.
Yeah.
Those Minnesota residents, they were run out. That wasn't just me, of course. That was a bunch of organizations coming together and sending out alerts. Hey, these people are in Minnesota. You need to go out right now to this address and make sure that they're pushed out of the neighborhood. And they were. It worked.
Good. Yeah, it's been a weird thing to follow. What did that start? Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
God, it already feels like it's been longer than that. But I was seeing the updates, and then they escalated the flashbangs and the tear gas, and I'm seeing these updates like, what in the world is going on here? Like, why are we doing this? And now we have National Guard and potentially Marines.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit backup. If you're not familiar with California, it's very common, like at the Home Depot or the Menards. They don't have Menards there, but the Home Depot type stores, for Hispanic men to gather, because then people that need day laborers come and pick them up and they go to work. So that's where ICE is raiding. They're not raiding criminals. They're raiding people who want to work, people who help our economy, people
who pay taxes.
Yes, they're doing a service to Americans who don't want to pay a livable wage. So they're doing something to help the economy of America, and unfortunately, they're being exploited.
Yeah,
so
they are.
Not only are they being exploited, but then ICE is coming in, or whomever these masked bandits are, and apprehending them. And these are people's families. So if they want to get angry and protest these ICE raids, I say absolutely. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Yeah, 1,000%. Well, and the LA County has the highest population of immigrants, maybe in the country.
I think you're right.
I think I heard that. I cannot remember the source now. I've just listened to too much, but so it's very intentional. And of course, Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump don't like one another. Shocker.
Which is probably another reason why Trump is doing this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and of course it went crazy on social media. I mean, you're doing this on the weekend when other people have time to go and protest this, and you're doing it. It's horrible. It's so horrible.
It feels like it's definitely an escalation, huge escalation.
Absolutely.
It also feels like a prelude to something bad.
It really does. But, if we're going back, if we're allowing history to rhyme like we do, which we had talked about, in Tennessee on June 2nd, 2020, National Guard was called to the Capitol because of protesters in the Black Lives Movement. More than 60 National Guard troops, this is the Military Times I'm reading from, they put down their riot shields, which I was an MP, so this would have been, well, I was a reservist, but this is what we did. They put down their riot shields at the request of peaceful protesters. Guardsmen had initially rushed to grab their shields and form a hard line to block the slowly moving crowd who were singing and chanting from advancing up to the Capitol steps. But the crowd remained calm, and Democratic lawmakers leaving the Capitol asked to be able to move past the line of guards to join the crowd. As the crowd continued to sing and call for justice for Black Americans, slowly the shields began to drop, even as Tennessee state troopers with batons in hand backed away. So
that's how you de-escalate right there.
It is. It's absolutely. But it's also how you honor your oath while also honoring orders from the commander in chief, which is so all of this is contradictory, right? Like the order for them to go, in my opinion, is unconstitutional because he's having them break up protests.
Absolutely. You're sicking the military on civilian populations.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you when the National Guard went to Nashville, I guarantee you it was the governor that sent them there, not the president.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. I didn't actually think to look that up.
It's not under the president's purview to be putting the National Guard of a state up against civilians. It's not a thing. I think the last time it happened was when the president, was it Johnson, sent National Guard to protect like Ruby Bridges. Like 1962 or something.
I feel like there was a time I heard quoted in the 80s, was the 80s or 90s? And I feel like it might have been California again. I can't remember. I cannot figure out who called them up, but Trump was president then.
I guarantee you it was the governor. I guarantee it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Trump probably
that would make sense.
But, it's the governor's purview. It's what the governor does. The governor of the state of Iowa sends our National Guard to the freaking Texas border because she's so eager to
so stupid.
She hates brown people just as much as Texas hates brown people, I guess. So that's always, because it's the taxpayers of Iowa that are paying for that.
Yeah.
It's the taxpayers of California that are going to be paying, presumably, for this movement on civilians.
Yep. And California pays something upwards of $80 billion of federal tax dollars and takes one of the least amount of federal tax dollars. More red states take federal tax dollars than blue states.
By a lot.
For social support. We're not just talking about things like military, like for social services, because we do not take care of our people.
Right. And even the state, I'm going to come back to Iowa again because this is the one I know the most about on a state level. They use the money poorly. They just made it so starting in January, you can't buy certain food with your EBT anymore. So you can't buy a birthday cake for your kid. You can't buy certain kinds of granola bars, all kinds of different restrictions. If they consider it junk food, quote unquote, you can't buy it anymore. And just ignore the fact that so much of Iowa is a food desert and people are buying what's available to them and what they can afford.
Yeah, well, because we've made it so that things like apples and strawberries and bananas and vegetables and fruit are ridiculously expensive. Well, if you're buying them fresh, you can buy them canned, but...
Well, they might be considered junk food if they're canned or frozen.
Well, they might be. I don't know how they're labeling that. Obviously, they're not intelligent.
Well, it used to be against the FDA. The EBT comes out of the Farm Bill, and then
USDA.
Yeah, thank you. It used to be against the USDA that you couldn't tell people what they could and couldn't buy. Over and above paper products, and you couldn't tell them they couldn't have soda pop.
Yeah.
Now, because Trump's in office and Kim Reynolds' administration said we want to tell these people they can't have soda pop. Now it's okay. Just like they did away with the lunches program for kids during the summer. We didn't get the little EBTs that everybody else got for people on EBT for the summer. Now they're giving them boxes of commodities because Kim Reynolds told Donald Trump this is what she wanted to do. It's a big laundering scheme, honestly.
Yeah, we're not giving it to them at all in any capacity. We just straight took it away.
Unreal.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
And why? Why? Oh, because we want them to go to work. We want them to work more jobs, and we want them to work at a younger age.
Yeah.
It's just unconscionable. My God, did we digress? We went way off a tangent there. But
we usually do. That's okay.
Anybody who's following this and copying us, you're welcome.
Yes.
So, and as veterans, I find this very, very, very concerning. So many civilians are like, I don't know what you guys call them in the Army, but we call them sea lawyers, where you get out to sea and these guys think they know everything about the law. I know everything about history. I know everything about the law, and they don't know dick.
Yeah.
Those are sea lawyers. So that's what I find civilians, these white civilian men that are standing up and saying, you don't know, the president can just do this. He could just stick the military on civilian public. No, you
I think it's
can't.
federalize the National Guard.
Yeah, I guess if you're in a, what's the word I'm looking for? Martial law? Sure.
Martial law.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
actual war.
Yeah. Totally different scenario.
Yeah,
You
we had
cannot
National
say-
Guard. National Guard got deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan all the time.
Yeah, that's because they didn't want to send. Well, we didn't have enough active duty, I don't think. But also,
We don't. We
Yeah.
still don't.
And now they're doing away with people in the military. It's so bizarre. It really degrades our combat readiness like nothing I've ever seen. Because they don't want to promote women, they don't want to promote people of color. They're degrading our military strength and our combat readiness, and our security is at risk now more than it has ever been in my lifetime. And
Absolutely.
I lived through the 80s. I lived through the Cold War. I lived through the big bomb scare with Reagan, the piece of shit. And I'd say it's worse now than ever.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, I believe it. I was born in the 80s, so I don't
remember it so
know.
much.
Yeah, I don't remember it that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I was that fun kid, that 10-year-old that told everybody they were going to die. I was Joni Ernst.
Joni!
For 40 years before Joni Ernst was Joni Ernst. We're going to die in a nuclear war, people, from 10 on.
I mean,
Yeah, somebody's got to pay attention.
yeah.
Some little snot-nosed brat telling you you're going to die. Listen, for heaven's sake, we're all going to die.
We're all gonna die.
I can't believe how much press she got off of that. And then she just kept being more and more awful.
I mean,
I just love that.
I don't know why I'm surprised anymore, but it still is unbelievable.
It is. She's not Trump. She's not charismatic. She's not likable. And she's got so many sex scandals. I mean, she just writes my material for me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I bought that freaking silver wig. I'm telling you, it's getting its money's worth.
Have you given it a bath yet?
I haven't, but I put it in my back window and it sunbathed for so long, I think I burnt off the smell.
Nice.
Because when I was in the dunk tank today as Joni Ernst at Pride, I did not smell the sour milk.
I totally forgot this was dunk tank weekend.
Yeah, it was dunk tank weekend.
Oh my gosh.
I only did one day this year because, oh my God, my body even hurts now. I'm going to get.
Oh, I bet.
I'm so sore. Ugh.
You're so funny. My body hurts, but that's because I fell.
Like
I
fell
was
during your dance thing?
No, I was running on Wednesday and I was crossing a busy intersection, and the town utility building is on my right. And I look up as I'm crossing the street because someone else was crossing the street. And I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. Because I usually know the people who are out and about. It's a person who does not care for me. I stumble, I fall, skin the fuck out of my knees, busted up my hand.
Oh my God.
Because I had my keys in my hand, rolled. I rolled on the sidewalk, rolled.
And this is in front of the person that doesn't like you.
And my neighbor, he very quickly drove by. Are you okay? And then another person drove by. You forgot your hat. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. If you're going to wipe out, I guess wipe out big in front of all the people that will laugh at you. They totally just schadenfreude you. They're like laughing at your pain right now.
Oh, surely. There's got to be a video camera that was on that intersection from someone's house or the utility building.
Oh, shit.
So mortifying. So mortifying.
One day you're going to see yourself on Reels, and it's going to be you taking a nosedive. And it's going to be like,
I kind of want to see it because people keep going, but what happened? Like, I honestly don't know what happened. Like, my gait has been a little weird because my hip's been weird lately. So I know it's been a little, like, it's kind of been hard to run. I probably shouldn't be running on it.
The moral of the story is you should never run. You run when someone's chasing you with an axe.
No. Yeah. 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 So
Well,
It's
okay.
preparing me to run from ice
Yeah, they're gonna nab
in
my
the
ass.
garden.
They're
Yeah.
gonna nab me. Yeah, so there was a young man yesterday that was talking about, we need to really prepare. We need to get in the streets and start going fisticuffs. And I'm like, dude, do you see my fat ass? They're gonna get me. I'm not that
I'll be
person.
one of the first ones they grab.
I am the first person they grab every goddamn
They already know
time.
your name.
Yes. The lady with the red hair and the ridiculous glasses. Yeah, we know that bitch.
Just dye your hair blue. They'll get confused.
No, they won't. Then they'll just say, Pinko commie.
Get the Smurf.
Oh, God.
Oh.
You're in some troubling fucking times. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Dude, seriously. I mean, we got some good laughs with the breakup this week, so
Yes, that is true. Yeah,
that
and
was unbelievable.
I don't think they're done. I think they're going to keep going.
Oh, I hope so.
Right?
If you're
And
in a
then
breakup, do it publicly.
oh my God, yes, for our sake, for God's
Yeah.
sake.
He owes us. They owe us.
We sure do. I've been waiting for this since day one. Okay, so the 14th is his birthday, which is next Saturday.
Oh my God. I've seen videos of them bringing in tanks on the trains.
Mm-hmm. And I know that they've already placed the metal plates down in the intersections to try and make it so they don't destroy all the infrastructure. And about a billion other things. They've canceled a ton of flights going into National.
Won't the metal plates just add more weight?
I would think so. And apparently it's more complicated than I even knew. Apparently they had to take out the cement from the intersections, replace it with these metal plates. Then when the thing is done, they have to take out the metal plates and replace the cement. Isn't that already starting to destroy infrastructure? I mean, what am I missing here?
I feel like I'm missing a lot.
But they also had a bunch of flights from National Airport have to be rerouted or rescheduled or something for like 4 straight hours because of all the planes and all of the air traffic. So much disruption. And our Alabama chapter leader, Tara, she was thinking about going to DC that day. She had reservations. She canceled them. She figured it's probably a better idea just go to a local rally.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send her some bitches get stuff done stickers so she can hand them out at the rally.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to be in DC for that, but I don't know. I feel like there's such a big target on it now, like from afar.
Our Sioux City chapter leader, Zayden, he's going to be there. He's going to be there for other reasons, but he's going to be in DC on that day. So
I hope it goes well.
Yeah, he's not. I think he's excited for it, but he's not like going to be like involved in a lot of this stuff. I think.
Yeah,
because he's there for other reasons. He has to be more professional. Yada yada yada. But I hope he gets good footage for us.
I hope he gets good footage, and I hope he stays safe.
Oh my God, 100%. Zane's a good guy. I like him. Yeah, so we've got some of the best chapter leads.
Yeah,
we could not ask for better leaders. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you want to start a chapter in your area, by all means, contact us at bitchesgetstuffdone.org. We'd love to have another chapter in your area. We can have
even if it's already in a state.
Absolutely. Even if we've got 3 in a state. Right now we've got 2 in California. I'm working on a 3rd. You can't have too many.
No.
It could be as small as a neighborhood group, As long as you're a group of bitches getting together, getting stuff done.
Yeah, it's really active. I kind of talked about that. I got to speak at the Veterans Rally on Friday for D-Day. And, I think protesting is really important. It is really important to show solidarity and to be out there. But I also think it's important that we remember that once we leave these protests, that we still have work to do.
Yeah.
And, having these conversations and talking to people about it and rallying, connecting people in your area to protest and to make the phone calls and to run for office and to be precinct chairs and state delegates. It is so vital. It is so vital. And the Democratic Party they've really dropped the ball on this the last several decades, which is part of the reason we're in this mess. So
yeah, and it just gets worse and worse.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Every time I see like Chuck Schumer giving a statement or Hakeem Jeffries giving a statement, I'm like, could you be more lame?
Yeah.
Good God in heaven. And they think they're being funny. Chuck Schumer is not a funny dude.
He's not funny. But I have to say, in Indiana, there are some county parties that are killing it. And even outside of the state that I follow on social media, we've got Owen County, Johnson County, Ripley County. We have a lot of local county parties that are really doing great, great things. So it's from the bottom up. It's not trickling down.
I bet a lot of states have that, where the people on the ground are really putting in the muscle and the work.
Yeah.
But the people at the top, God bless America, they know how to fuck shit up.
They do. And I think they're so far in it, and they're so indebted in so many different ways to different people and different organizations that their hands are tied. I mean, if you're a corporate Dem taking money from these big PACs and these big corporations, that's probably part of the deal. Like, keep your fucking mouth shut.
Absolutely. I'm sure you probably know this, but you can't even, like, as a candidate, work with your own vendors that you want to work with, like on a national level. You have to work with the Democratic vendors that have like contracts and shit. Totally like, back scratching, back dealing kind of shit. You have to use their vendors. So
my God.
It's all of this incestuous bullshit that you have to constantly dick with. And it's so crooked.
That is so crooked. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, the DCCC will cut you off financially if you don't use like their vendors, like their consultants, their polling companies, their printers, whatever. You have to, and that explains a lot about why we keep fucking losing, because these vendors clearly aren't doing that good of a job. But you have to use them if you're going to continue to get funded by the Democratic Party. I know.
Fuck. I mean, well, we've got a few years to change that. I wonder if maybe the new chair will change that, or at least get better vendors or better options, do you think?
What have you seen about this new guy? I haven't seen anything.
Not much. Well, I have seen that he's open to primarying Dems who are like more like corporate Dems.
Really?
Who are not progressive enough.
I thought that
I've heard that. And it's very controversial because they were trying to get rid of him because of that.
Oh no, that's the vice chair. That's David Hogg. So he's the young man that was with the school shooting down in Florida, and he was active with the protests down there. But the chair used to be the chair of I want to say the Wisconsin Democratic Party, and he was just voted in, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's going to be so progressive. He's going to do so much, shaking up," and clearly not. If they're trying to pick out David Hogg.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the vice chair doing that. Damn.
Yeah. That's why they were trying to kick him out. They don't want these old corporate white hairs to get out of office. The Nancy Pelosi's of the world that are, multimillionaires because of all of her backdoor dealing. They're in the game. It's all part of the freaking game.
Wow. We'll just have to vote her out. We need to vote him out.
Yeah. It's crazy that these people just die in office. It's insane.
Why would they want to?
It's power. It's addicting. It has to be.
It has to be exhausting.
I guess people are willing to be tired for that much money. I mean, if you notice, the people that are in office are like 70s and up kind of shit. Generation X, we really didn't ever take control of pretty much anything.
Yeah.
These are all fucking boomers. Our parents that just stayed in office forever. And so all of the generations past us, they're the ones moving and shaking because our parents never left office. And now they're all a bunch of senile dicks that we couldn't take over for. Usually, you pass it down generation to generation. Not the boomers. They just held on and held on. They're still holding on.
Yeah, we got to get rid of them. So if you're listening, we need you to run for office.
Yes. And I'll remind you 6 more times between now and the time to run for office so that you'll actually run for office.
Yeah, I mean, and on all levels, local, all the way up. We got to get people on the ticket.
Well, I imagine we should be able to find time on Wednesday to record, right? I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll record midweek. And then next Sunday, God, so much will have happened that we will record It's hard to tell what's going to happen between now and then. I just don't even.
So many things could happen. I hope it's not so terrible.
Remember when we were recording when we first started recording, we're like, I don't know, once a month? Once a month sound okay? And I was like, no, we probably should do it once a week because there's too much going on once a month. And they're like, oh my God, once a week isn't enough. There's too much.
We could do it every day.
We could do it every day.
There's so much happening. We could do it every day.
It's true. It is freaking.
I mean, we could literally do it morning and evening at this point. Like that is how quickly things. I mean, we've talked for I don't even know how long, an hour, and we still didn't hit everything that happened this week.
We didn't even hit all the points on Trump breaking up with Elon Musk. We just barely scratched the surface of the.
But we haven't even heard all of them. And I'm always in my news feed on TikTok. Well, Aaron Parnas and Midas Touch are pretty much my go-tos and under the desk news.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're watching them. I like them all, but they're not in my algorithm the same way, so I don't watch them as much.
They're not in my algorithm at all. I have to go search for them.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yep. They're always in my recent searches, so I just go to recent search. And it's actually Aaron's name is spelled wrong, and it still pulls him up. On when I did the search, I just must have hit a wrong number or wrong button.
Yeah,
so.
his stuff is impressive. That kid is putting in the work.
He really is. He looks very tired.
Yeah, he's putting in the work though.
He is. He is. It's very nice. It's very short and sweet and easy.
You got to worry for him.
Oh yeah, they're calling for his arrest again.
Oh
he
no,
posted that tonight too.
Yes, that's true. But I mean, being burnt out.
Oh yeah,
will eat you up. That's why we tell people you have to focus on 3 things, otherwise it'll eat you up and you'll be tired immediately.
I'm tired.
She yawned,
and I don't do what he does. I know. I'm the lady though. He's still in his 20s.
He can still burn the midnight oil. I get it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? When I was his age, my head was in a toilet almost every night. I went out. I stayed out too late.
Unlike you, Blythe, I can't imagine because I've always been this unsettlingly weird nerd who likes this stuff. So I didn't even date certain boys in high school because I thought that it'd come back and bite my political butt in the ass. Like I was so psycho about wanting to be in politics. And back in the 80s, if you were a woman in politics, you had to be above the fray. You couldn't have skeletons in your closet. You had to be like perfect.
Which is so unattainable. So unattainable.
Why so many women weren't in politics.
Yeah, and aren't.
Yeah, for men, they expect men to be in the Epstein files. But for me, I couldn't even date the wrong boys in high school. So, yeah, no, I wasn't. My head was not in a bucket in my 20s. So
mine was. I had way too much fun in college.
Massaging my political future.
Well, I think that's good though. That's part of the reason I really try to be like very open and candid about the dumb shit that I do or have done, because I need other people to be like, oh, well, I haven't done anything that dumb. I can do this.
Anybody should be able to do this. It was intended for people.
Of the people, by the people.
Yeah, not my mom's freaking generation to hold on it forever.
Or the Nepo babies who just were born into money.
Yes. It has become an elitist task, 100%, if you're in office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that's another 3-hour podcast.
We always end on the happiest note.
I know. Well, we are in the shittiest era we've ever been in. So
yeah.
It's pretty shitty.
I still thank Reagan for most of it. Ever since Reagan, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. One day I'm going to go piss on his grave. I swear to God. I'm going to get one of those things where you can like put it on your vagina and like just pee, like, and it like pokes it out like a guy.
That might be worth the arrest.
You're right.
Because he's got to be in Arlington, right?
No. He's in California. He's buried at his California library. Most of the presidents are. There aren't that many that are in Arlington. They're not modern day presidents, anyways.
Can you like get to the grave?
You can. Yes, you can. Yes, I go to presidential libraries all the time, and they're always very accessible. So yes, I could actually piss on his grave if I wanted. But I got to do it standing up. I cannot pop a squat because they will definitely nap my ass, and my ass cheeks are going to be out there bared to the world. And I'm so going to be on camera. That's why I need one that I can just like stick up my skirt and like I have peen or something. Like I have a plastic peen that's helping me make the pee go in the right direction. I've clearly given this too much thought.
Oh my God. Okay. Hear me out. What if we wear a Depends and pee on his grave?
Hey, it could be a worse idea. Yeah, I could maybe work with that. Yeah.
I mean, because it's technically peeing on his grave
And then
without getting naked, and you might not get arrested.
And so we could just be making content where you just got to give the camera a look like, I'm peeing. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it without saying it. I'm saying it with my eyes. I'm peeing right now.
We'll have to strategize this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we don't have a lot of time.
We don't. It's not a top priority though right now. We have to get through this administration first. Alive.
I know, right?
Not in El Salvador. Oh geez.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, Kilmar got brought home this week. They fucking didn't even talk about that.
I know.
Well, and also he's being charged with human trafficking.
I know. Wow.
What? Wait a minute. So the Epstein files, which was human trafficking that Trump was in, that's okay.
That's okay. Because that was a rich guy.
But this man who's a husband from Maryland here legally.
And you'd probably have zero evidence that he actually trafficked people. But Epstein, on the other hand, loads of evidence.
Yeah, and apparently Pam Bondi is finally starting to get some blowback from other attorneys and peers. Like, we've all been writing the Florida bar for months, and they deny looking into it because it's out of their purview. But some other attorneys in Florida, I don't remember where they're from, but there's something happening with that. Like, they're going after her license. It probably won't happen, but
I mean, for whatever it's worth, they're
making a stink.
She can still be attorney general without having a license. You don't have to be an attorney. And that's evidenced just by our attorney here in Iowa. She's never tried a case. Our attorney general, Brenna Bird. You don't have to be an attorney.
Wait, does she actually have a law degree?
Brenna Bird or Pam Bondi?
Brenna Bird.
Brenna Bird does have a law degree, just like Pam Bondi, but she's never tried a case. And so she doesn't have to be an attorney. I know it's asinine, but that's probably why they don't give a shit. They can take her license. It won't make any difference.
If you're listening, you need to run for office. I'm telling you, you can do this. Yes. You could do this job better than these people could.
Yes.
Fuck. My God. Ooh. Okay, on that note.
Okay, then I will see you on Wednesday.
I'll see you on Wednesday.
All you bitches out there, you can get a hold of us at bitchesgetstuffdone.org, or you can give us a call to leave us a message at 515-442-0422.
Yep, and I'm at who'syourbitchesgetstuffdone.org.
See you next time.
Bye.